Hello, today is my second episode. The topic of the episode is right to maintenance of widow. विधवा के गुजारे भत्ते का अधिकार. I hope everyone is doing good and taking care of oneself and near and dear ones. I expect that everyone have seen my previous video in which I have talked about right to maintenance of divorced women, and that might have helped you to gain knowledge on this aspect. And I would again request you all to share this said video as much as you can, as might such video may help any woman in need of sustenance to know her valuable rights and how she should enforce it. The object of starting present channel would become successful if any of the women suffering hardship in the time of COVID-19 gets benefit from the said video. So please share it at maximum, as it would be a part of social service on your part. Objective of the present topic. Topic of mine today's video is right to maintenance of widow. Moving on the same path as I have told in previous video, that my primary most initial objective would be to provide for the welfare of women suffering hardship. I would like to explain how a widow can claim maintenance and from whom she can claim maintenance by discussing relevant legal provisions. The topic becomes relevant in today's time of pandemic, whereby sadly the said pandemic has claimed thousands of lives, leaving over near ones to grieve at such untimely death. Although nothing can compensate for one's loss of life, but it is also reality that life does not stop and it goes on. The sustained life, one needs to have source of earning, and when this aspect is viewed from the angle of the housewife whose husband has died leaving her at the behest of her society, then one's mind gets ugly disturbed as to how such housewife would survive such sudden obstacle of life which is ever going and does not stop, and how she would sustain, although despite she being master at managing house, but still monetary aspect is relevant for sustaining life. So to address such issue, I am making present video. Whether a widow can claim maintenance, and if yes, from whom? The question is very relevant, and most often such question is faced by women, and they mostly consider that they are only entitled to claim maintenance from their husbands, and if their husband has left the world, they can't claim maintenance. But this is a misconception, and widow are entitled to claim maintenance either from estate of her husband, or is no state in her hand, from her father-in-law, and lastly from any of the relative of husband, and all of these are subject to certain conditions. Relevant status under which maintenance can be claimed. The relevant legal provisions for the same are provided under two statutes, that is the Hindu Adoptions and Maintenance Act 1956 and the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. Now we'll discuss the relevant provisions in such statutes under different heads. Firstly, discussing Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956, whereby the widow is entitled to claim maintenance under Section 19 of the said Act. Section 19 gives right to wife to claim maintenance from her father-in-law in case her husband dies, but said claim can be made subject to certain limitations, which are as follows. A. The woman is unable to maintain herself out of her own earnings or other property. B. And if widow has no property, she is unable to obtain maintenance from estate of her husband or her father or mother or from her children, if any, or their state. C. The widow had not remarried. Apart from above limitation, it is also pertinent to mention the liability to maintain widow on part of father-in-law is not unlimited, but is only limited to the co-parsonage property in the hands of the father-in-law, in which widow has not obtained any share. But here the question arises, whether such right to claim maintenance only arises if there is co-parsonage property and not when there is ancestral property. This position has been settled by Honorable Delhi High Court in case of Master Daljit Singh versus Sardar Dara Singh 2000 SSC online Delhi 18-1. has held that ancestral property also comes within ambit of co-partnership property, and reason for the same was given that ancestral property is species of co-partnership property. If a Hindu inherits property from his father, it becomes ancestral in his hands, and his sons, grandsons, and great grandsons acquire an interest by birth in co-partnership property. The ownership of the co-partnership property is in the whole body of the co-partnership, and enjoyment thereof is in common. Even such right to claim maintenance is not limited to father-in-law, and if the property of the deceased husband has developed upon the heirs or any other person, then under section 21, subsection 7, read with section 22, those getting property are liable to maintain the widow of deceased in proportion to the share they are getting. And also it is pertinent to mention that on going through the provisions of section 28 of the Act, if such property has been transferred by the heir to any transferee, and such transferee is liable to provide maintenance to widow if such transfer was gracious or was of consideration, but with knowledge of such right to maintenance, although there is no charge on property, unless there is agreement or decree of court, and such view has even been approved by the apex court in para 4 and 5 of the judgment in case of Sadhu Singh versus Gurdwara Singh Sahib, Narik, 2006 8 SCC 75. The factors upon which the amount of maintenance would depend are enumerated in section 23 of the Act, and for the purpose of widow, relevant subsection is subsection 3 of the section 23 of the Act, whereby following factors have been enumerated to be taken into account while awarding maintenance. A. The net value of the estate of the deceased after providing for the payment of his debts. B. The provisions, if any, made under a will of the deceased in respect of the dependent. C. The degree of relationship between the two. D. The reasonable wants of dependent. E. The past relations between the dependent and the deceased. F. The value of the property of the dependent and any income derived from such property or from his or her earning or from any other source. G. The number of dependents entitled to maintenance under this Act. Although there is no duty casted upon grandfather to maintain his grandchildren, that is, children of widow under the Act, but courts as holistic view take into consideration amount to maintenance to be awarded by examining need of minor children of widow, as in the case of the S.V. Parthasarthi Bhattacharya versus S. Rajeshwari 2009 SCC Online Madras 585, whereby Honorable High Court of Madras allowed the view of the trial court who took into consideration needs of minor children while awarding maintenance to widow, considering the fact that father-in-law is well off. Now also another point to be considered is whether the interim maintenance can be awarded to a widow, as there is no except provision of the same in the Act. Although there are conflicting views regarding the same, but in my view the interim maintenance can be very well awarded by the courts by exercising inherent power to the widow, as said exercise would not be derogation of any express provision and would meet ends of justice by providing expense to widow to conduct proceedings of the case, and such grounds are enough for exercising inherent power under section 151 of the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, as held in case of Padam Sen versus State of UP 1961 SCR 8884, and I would like to read relevant portion of judgment which says that the inherent power of the court are in addition to the powers specifically conferred on the court by the code. They are complementary to those powers, and therefore it must be held that court is free to exercise them for the purpose of mentioned in section 151 of the code when the exercise of those power is not in any way to conflict with what has been expressly provided in the code or against the intentions of the legislature. Also, one relevant question of general importance also arises that whenever a wife whose husband although alive is incapable to earn owing to some incapacity can claim maintenance from her father-in-law, and there is general misconception is that such women can't claim maintenance of survival of herself and her husband and children. To outrightly reject this conception, I would like to mention the case of Avtar Singh versus Jasbir Singh, 2014, SCC, online Punjab and Haryana 24919, whereby showing judicial activism, Honorable Punjab and Haryana High Court awarded maintenance to wife, considering her deemed to be dependent as her husband was incapable of earning due to unsoundness of mind, and held that situation of wife living with her disabled husband is worse than a widow woman. Hence, court recommended to Law Commission of India to add such provision in law to address such situation. Hence, Law Commission in its report number 252 issued in January 2015 recommended adding of clause 4 in section 18 of the Act to protect wives whose husbands are unable to maintain them due to mental disorders, but such recommendation has not till date received legislative assent. Also in same tune, a bill called the Widows Protection and Maintenance Bill 2015 was mooted to give protection to abandoned widows and destitute widows, and also provided for establishment of National Widow Welfare Board and Widow Welfare Fund, but the said bills has also not received legislature's assent. Secondly, I would like to discuss widows' right to claim maintenance under Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005. Although no specific provision for the same is given under the said Act, but herein also judicial activists played a great role to bring the widow under ambit of the Act. In the case of Ajay Kumar versus Lata 2019 15 SCC 352, the aggrieved widow was married to deceased Vijay Kumar Jindal on 2/12/2010. They have two children, and after her marriage, the widow and her deceased spouse resided at a house which constitutes ancestral Hindu joint family property. She and her husband resided on the ground floor of the residential accommodation. The brother of the husband and the deceased spouse of the widow jointly carried on a business of Kiryana store at Panipat, from which it has been alleged each had an income of about rupees 30,000 per month. After the death of her husband, the widow was not permitted to live in her residential joint family property by her devar, and thereafter widow filed petition under said Act claiming maintenance, and said maintenance was awarded. The contention before Apex Court was raised on part of devar was that there was no basis under the provision of the Act to fasten liability on him who is brother of the deceased spouse of the widow. The sole basis of which liability has been fastened is that the devar and his deceased brother carried on a joint business. It was urged that this cannot furnish any lawful basis to direct him to meet the award of maintenance. Apex Court, by going through provision of Act, held that since under Section 2Q of the Act gives right to wife to file complaint under the provisions of this Act against the relative of the husbands who has been living in domestic relationship with the wife, and as per Section 2F, domestic relationship means or arise when two persons at any point of time have lived in shared household, and as per Section 2S, shared household includes house belonging to joint family. The devar or brother-in-law of widow is entitled to provide maintenance to her. Hence, by virtue of this, Apex Court opened up the doors for widow to claim maintenance under provision PWDV Act 2005 against any relative of husband who have joined business with her husband and who lived in shared household by filing petition under Section 12 of the Act. To conclude, I would like to say that in the present video, I have only dealt with the situation whereby the widow's children are minor, otherwise if children of widows are major maintenance, can be claimed from them also under relevant laws, which situation I would be discussing in my subsequent videos. Also, widow has right to claim share in deceased husband property under Section 8 of the Hindu Succession Act 1956, which is not discussed by me in present video, as I have restricted myself only to maintenance aspect. If you all would support by subscribing channel and liking videos and sharing as much as possible with wishes of all continues to serve the society by providing the knowledge as to various legal issues, as I am with grace of God doing presently, it is again my request to share the present video maximum so that might such video lighten the path of anyone in state of confusion as to what to do in situation by me in present video. The link for all the judgments cited and provisions of law explained and law commission reports cited and legislative bill quoted are provided in the description box for ready reference, and if someone have any doubt or query can write the same in the comment section. Will reply to the same as soon as possible. And opinions of the viewers are also invited through comment section, and if any viewer want to know about any legal issue or procedure can write in comment section, would like to explain the same through upcoming video. Thank you.